it in the end.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Hot Seat with OG Tony. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Jay McLovin, Big Glenn, and OG Tony. How's it going, guys?
Doing fantastic.
Going pretty good. Could be a little warmer out. I mean, it's not terrible. It was in the 40s for a big part of the day, but I'm wanting the 60s and the 70s back. But
Yeah, we
I
need
think
that back. Like,
Hey,
yesterday.
that's about where I'm at right now.
When there's
The
a chance
next 2
of
weeks.
snow, like tomorrow, is
What?
it tomorrow night or something? There's a chance of snow.
I think so. Yeah,
Y'all get a chance of snow?
a little bit, not a lot.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now.
I think of Dustin.
Some genius. Now, for you guys that don't know, I live in a forest, Tony. Like a legitimate forest. And we've had 20
believe
mile an
that.
hour winds today. And we had 20 mile an hour winds last night. And some genius got the idea to burn cardboard in his fire pit. Now, Tony, what do you think happened?
Some trees caught on fire and some of the shit burned
Was this
down.
genius you?
No.
I don't think he's
No.
that you know.
No. I'm a look. There's a couple of things that Jay McLovin may be dumb on, but this is not one of them. And yes, Tony. So this guy goes out there and starts a fire in his fire pit with 20 mile an hour winds. And next thing I know, there is every bit of Texas A&M Forest and Agriculture and the fire department, and they wound up losing 12 acres to a forest fire, all because one dumbass thought it was okay to light his
No.
fire pit. What a
He should have learned that thing from Smokey the Bear.
You know what I'm
When he
saying?
get-
Like, do you remember those commercials? So Smokey the Bear?
Yeah. Well, don't be a dumbass. Will
Yeah,
he
pretty
be
much.
fine?
Oh yeah, he'll get a big ass fine.
So I don't know what he actually got, but I'm sure it's going to be fairly significant. But luckily, he's on the south end of the neighborhood, and I'm on the north end. But I will tell you that fire, Tony and Gonzo and Glenn, it got within 5 feet of some of those people's houses, like $1 million homes. I mean, it's crazy. But anyway, I'm sorry. That's how our afternoon last night into the day went, was dealing with that. But Tony, let's get it going. Crack-a-lackin'.
We had like 35, 40 mile per hour winds here yesterday and last.
Yeah, we did.
It was
Any
like that in
tornado,
Atlanta,
any
too,
tornado
funny enough.
watches?
I think at the end of last week, maybe.
Yeah, in the last week there was, but not last night. Last night was just windy as hell. It was still
Yeah.
It was kind of cold last night too, and that wind.
Yeah.
And that wind. Whew.
Yeah, because the temperature wasn't bad, but that wind, 40-mile-an-hour wind, don't make no difference.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Be
Let's get
honest,
off the weather channel.
Gonzo and Tony, you only weigh about $115. That 40 mile an hour wind will put you guys 3 houses down.
Although he might be able to get a trip to Indy if it stays consistent enough.
Yeah, that's true.
What do they call it? Windy Indy. Let's go. Tony, what's up?
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's jump into it, guys. Got 8 questions, and then we got a top 10 list. Let's jump right into something on the news that really affected you. And I'll go first, let you guys think. This happened, I'm going to say I was between 8, 9, 10 years old, and I was watching local news, and it ended up being national news all over the place. A gentleman by the name of, if I remember, it was Tony Carissus. I hope I'm saying the name right. But anyway, he got upset with the bankers. He was losing his house. So he goes into the bank and grabs the bank manager, the guy in charge of the place, and got a sawed-off shotgun. And he wraps a cord around the guy's neck, has it to the trigger of the shotgun. He had it wired like a coat hanger type deal. And this dude was outside with him, and the shotgun to his head, cussing like a maniac, all live on TV. He's gonna blow this dude's fucking head off. And I don't think that I'd ever heard foul language before that. If I had, it hadn't been much. And this dude's just rattling it off, and I'm sitting live on TV. They're not bleeping anything out. And this thing went on for several hours. Finally, the guy did give himself up. But the bank, it did come out later on that the bank and everything did this dude really dirty. I mean, it was a bad deal. Not saying he should have did what he did, but the dude broke. But I still remember that to this day. This was probably 1960, 1970, maybe 71. But yeah,
Mm.
that's something that I still remember to this day. What about you, Jay?
I would probably say when it comes to the news, the two biggest things that impacted my family and then impacted me and my family after that was 1980, the subprime lending that went down. And Tony, I don't know if you remember the subprime lending, but basically the banks were giving people loans that they couldn't afford, but they were giving them to them anyway. And I remember my pop bought a house in a neighborhood that was all subprime lending. And a lot of that neighborhood was supposed to be quote unquote, this is going to be the next, property increase. You're going to be able to make a lot of money. You're going to be able to sell these homes and you're going to walk away amazing. But the problem is when subprime lending was these people obviously defaulted on their loans, ultimately driving the prices down in the neighborhood. And my parents got out of that neighborhood with okay. I mean, they were moderately affected by it, but a lot of people were affected by subprime lending and property values and things of that nature. That was probably the first thing that I saw as a child growing up that really impacted my family on a financial front. The second thing that really impacted me was when the market crashed in 2002. And I think it was 2008. I apologize. It was 2008 when the market crashed. And I had a home that was worth money at the time, but when the market crashed, it took a huge financial loss. And luckily, I found somebody that bought it out for what I paid it cost. So I didn't lose money on it, but I didn't make money. It was just kind of sort of like almost giving the money or giving the property back to the bank at a net level bilateral movement. So I got out of it luckily, but it was just one of those things. Those are probably the two biggest things in the news that really affected me personally financially. The other thing I just want to say, I think the biggest thing that's really affected our country as a whole was started out with Columbine. I think Columbine was the first thing that really affected our country in a big, big way. And it seems like after Columbine, you can see the trickle down effect into all the other schools and things of that nature that came in. And that matter of fact, so much so that a lot of schools now, I don't know, Gonzo, I think when you were in elementary school, and maybe Glenn, when you were in elementary school, there was a time when I could just walk into the school, go right to the registrar's office, do what I got to do. I mean, honestly, if I wanted to get all the way into the deep end of the school, I could, because there was no protective measures. But nowadays, because of what happened at Columbine and the trickle down effect, now you got to go through these not barricades, but vestibules, and you got to get buzzed in, and then you got to get buzzed in again like 2 or 3 times before you actually get to the register. So I think that was one of the biggest things that really kind of affected our country was Columbine, and then how everything kind of came after that.
Yeah, after I graduated in 06, they had a thing at Richmond High where when you got buzzed in, you had to like leave your ID up front and stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? I
know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's very, very different now than what it was back when we were in school. What about you, Gonzo? I think you're next up. Gonzo's like, I don't know, man. The fact that they just legalized weed, we'd be good to go. Okay.
No, for me, it'd be O.J. Simpson. It'd be when that was on the news. When I remember sitting there watching the whole damn police chase and all that, and then watching most of the trial. And that was probably, and I can't remember exactly how old I was. I can't remember the exact year of it now, but that was one of the first times I realized, like, if you have enough money and you know the right people, you can get away with anything.
Yeah, for sure.
And, I mean, as a kid, that was like, boom, hey, if you have the money and know the right people, you can get away with anything. Because like you watch all that stuff, like it was pretty obvious what happened, and he got away with it. But that'd be, and that was also like as a kid, one like the first big like news stories that I watched and paid attention to. I mean, I knew O.J. Simpson as a football player. You know what I mean? And then so I followed that story. So that'd be why I'd go to that, because it was one of the first big news stories I remember actually getting into and following.
The other thing for me, and I'm sure it affected all of us.
You know what's crazy
I
about
just-
that is that Clarence. Oh yeah, you know what's crazy about that is Clarence Thomas is the one that defended OJ, and then Clarence Thomas wound up getting on the Supreme Court. How crazy is that?
That wasn't Clarence
That's
Thomas, was
crazy,
it?
right? Yeah, it was Clarence Thomas. If the glove don't fit, you must have
No,
quit.
No,
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 Nah,
no,
I ain't
no.
the same guy.
No, that's not the same guy.
Yeah,
That was
that's the same
Sure?
guy.
That was Clarence Thomas. I'm 100% for sure.
Yeah,
I can't
what
remember the
was his
guy's name.
Oh fuck! And what Clarence
I can see
Thomas
the
wrote.
dude. I can see the dude's name, but it wasn't Clarence
Clarence
Thomas.
Mason.
I'm almost-
Nah, that's WWE guy.
No, that's WWE guy, Clarence.
Yeah.
Hold
It's,
on a minute.
I-
Hold
I
on a
just
minute.
wanna-
Hold on a minute.
He's looking it up.
Yeah.
I can see the dude.
Look, there's not a lot of things that Jay McLovin remembers, but I do remember Clarence Thomas. Hold on.
It's not. It's
Okay,
not.
no,
he's not the
look,
one.
let me look this up. Y'all continue the conversation.
He's,
I'll come back.
they're looking it up. They're looking it up.
I'll let Gonzo do that one.
Okay,
It was Johnny Cochran.
Johnny.
Damn it,
Cochran.
Jay.
You don't. if the glove don't fit-
OJ's lawyer. Johnny
Yeah,
Cochran.
Johnny
okay.
I knew it. I
yeah.
knew
Johnny-
what
Johnny
that
I know what Clarence
Cochran.
Thomas. Go ahead and
Have
say
you-
it. Go ahead and say it, Jay. What are you gonna say?
Hold
What
on,
you
hold
gonna
on,
say?
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
And
hold on,
Robert
hold on,
Shapiro.
hold on, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because I remember things when I relate things to my brain. Was Johnny Cochran a black man?
Yes.
Yes.
Like Jim Day
And
when
was
it's supposed to be
Clarence
Ryan Day.
Thomas a black man? No, hold
Yes.
on. It was Clarence
Yes,
Thomas a
he was
black man.
man.
Were they both about the
Yes.
same age? Okay, well that's
I
where
don't know about
that's where I
that.
deviated. Well,
I
either
don't know
way,
about that.
if the glove don't fit, you still gotta quit. I don't care. Take that to the Supreme
Okay.
Court.
There was another one, guys. I know affected all of us that none of us said right off the bat, but I thought of it as soon as I was done. Of course, 9/11.
Yeah. That was where I was gonna go with mine.
man.
I can remember having just a. I can't even describe it. The feeling in my stomach, I guess, made me feel sick, and it was that way for a while. For a week or so at least. I mean, it was just a weird feeling that so many people lost their life like that because nothing had really happened. I know Pearl Harbor and stuff like that, but that was before my time. And I imagine people when Pearl Harbor felt that way too. I imagine to a certain degree, but this was just, I can't even describe the feeling. It was just unbelievable.
I'll
I can
give
honestly
you.
tell you, real quick. I can honestly tell you, I was in my living room when I saw the second plane go into the tower, and it was probably about a week and a half later. I was in a recruiter's office going back in the military for my second hitch. Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday. And I mean, I don't care who you are. That had a very profound effect on all of us at some level.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would think so.
absolutely. Because my story was going to be obviously 9/11. I'm in 8th grade at Dennis Middle School, and I know Gonzo knows about the ISTEP testing that we used to do in elementary, middle school, and high school and shit. Well, it's the first day of like ISTEP for 8th graders at my school. So we get in there about 8:15 in the morning. We get ready to start our first book of the ISTEP, because how those things work. And I think if I remember correctly, we started our first little set of questions, and somebody comes into the classroom and told our teacher what was going on and stuff, and ISTEP pretty much got halted that day, and we pretty much got told to go to our homerooms and to turn on the TV and stuff like that, and seeing everything going down. Some students got pulled out of class because obviously they were relatives of people that were in DC at the Pentagon, things like that. Some people in my graduating class, obviously. Then, not sure how the rest of the day was going to go. Then I get home, then the Bush is on TV and stuff. And I remember before Bush was on TV, after getting home by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, everybody trying to go to the gas station and fill up their gas tanks, like to the point where police cars were having to come hang out at the gas station, so nobody was pulling off stealing gas. So that tells you how
It's amazing though, right? Bush gets into office. Like literally, I remember that right after he got into office.
Yep.
It wasn't but a few months later that 9/11 occurs. And then Trump gets into office, and it wasn't maybe a few months later that COVID hits. I mean, it's
COVID
just
and
weird how like
Ukraine. No wait, Ukraine's on the bottom.
like all these things just hit right up off the rip during that time period. You know, it's crazy to me.
Especially
you know?
with Iraq One.
Man, I'm telling you.
Chris, was you still in school or was you already out? I think you was out, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was out of school.
When he graduated, 2017.
Shit, more like probably like
I
1997.
graduated in 1999.
My bad. I was off by only about 16 years. It's okay. I was in the same.
No,
ballpark.
I actually just left a job interview and was on my way to pick Austin up.
Oh, geez.
When that first happened.
Austin in the preschool. Yeah.
You graduated in a really good year because that's the same year that Prince had that song, 1999. You know, we were all partying like it was 1999, baby. You know that was how we rolled down.
That's not when the song came out, but that's
Yeah.
Tony,
song came out way before that.
Tony, why are you trying to pee on my celebration? We were talking about some really
Well,
rough things, and I'm over here trying to pump us back
you're on a
up,
roll
Tony.
today.
Damn, you're like a Grim Reaper over there.
You're on the road today. You're on the road today, Clarence.
I got a question for you, Jay.
I know,
Has
right?
whiskey? Hey,
Oh,
hey, Jay, I got a question for you, man.
Yeah.
Has whiskey hour turned into whiskey day?
Nah,
Whiskey
kind of, sort of, yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Next
Look
question.
at Chris over there, like, yeah, you're right. It was 1999, baby.
A sports death that affected you. Mine
Oh,
was
man.
Roberto Clemente.
Mm.
Yeah, that one really. Yeah, because I was a big Roberto Clemente fan. Big Roberto Clemente. I was young, but he was probably the first baseball player that I really liked.
Yeah.
That was before I really liked the Reds. Probably I was because I was like 1969, 1970. I was real little, but yeah, I was a big Roberto Clemente fan. What about you, Chris?
I have to go with Schultz, the Olympic wrestler.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that. 100%.
That was like I said. I don't know if I've said it on here before, but I wrote a big report on that in school and stuff like. And he's a guy I followed watching him wrestle as a kid. When I was a kid, watching him wrestle, and then winning the world championships, and like, yeah, dude was. So yeah, it had to be Schultz.
What about you, Jay?
Yeah, man. I remember there's a couple of passings that really kind of I thought were just tragic. One was Earl Mandigold. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had Earl Mandigold made it to the NBA, that he probably would have been the best NBA player ever to play the game. This is a guy that could grab $1 worth of quarters off the top of a backboard and come back down. I mean, he had an incredible vertical leap that was beyond anything. But in terms of my lifetime and what I experienced, and a much, much newer generation would have been Len Bias. I think we all know Len Bias. They were expecting Len Bias, who was going to play for the Boston Celtics, but he had the overdose. Unfortunately, he overdosed and didn't make it. I think he died on the court, if I'm not mistaken. If my brain goes back that far and remembers that far, I think he died either on the court or in the facility.
Right after draft day or something like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was, and again, my brain is having to go back in a very much time. I just remembered that he was supposed to be the next quote unquote Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan. I mean, this guy had the whole world at his fingertips, and literally just, unfortunately, drugs took him out from under it. And it may have been right after draft day. The point of the matter is,
draft.
You know what I'm saying? He never made it to day one on the court, but his where he was going from, where he was projected to go as a basketball player, was unfathomable, and he just never quite got there. And it's just such a tragedy when you have that much talent and you just can't put it to use. It's tragedy.
Yeah,
I remember when Danny Ainge was talking about was at like a gas station or something, and found out that way.
Yeah,
sometimes that's
man.
one of the worst things. Worst ways to find out,
Yeah, the kid had never done drugs, and he got drafted, and he went to a party, and I think it was the only time, the first time he did coke, and I don't know what he got a hold of. Got a hold of a bad bash or something, a bad reaction. I don't know exactly what happened, but yeah, the kid died. I remember that.
Yeah.
And I think what you're thinking about is the kid that that died on the court that had the heart problem.
And that
Can't
might
think of his
be,
name.
again, my brain
Yeah.
only remembers certain
Yep.
things. I just remember, what I do remember is that Len Bias had all the attributes of being like a premier top level
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
And but he never made it to the court, unfortunately. And I guess that's the part that I remember. And it's such a shame when you had that much talent. And like you said, Tony, one decision can take your whole life from you. That's crazy,
did. Yeah.
Anyway, that was one
what about you?
athlete, I guess.
What about you, Glenn?
I think it's like two for me because one's a wrestler and the other one's are obviously NASCAR. For me, the wrestler obviously is Owen Hart. That
Oh yeah,
shit was all over the news. I could
Yeah.
say Chris Benoit, but Chris Benoit's situation is different. So
Let
pretty much
me
fuck
ask
that.
you this: I want to go back because I want to make sure I'm tracking the situation you're talking about. When it was Owen Hart, he is the one that fell from the rafter,
Yeah,
right?
Yep, that's
Yep.
correct.
Okay, I
And
just want to make
obviously
sure I'm following what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, and the NASCAR obviously Dale Earnhardt Sr. So
Oh, jeez,
Yeah.
Dale Earnhardt, man, damn, the Intimidator.
I mean, when you lose Superman like that, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I agree, guys. That was both of them are tough ones. Next up, guys. I wrote down top 5, but it don't have to be top 5. Your favorite football players. Not saying the best, necessarily your favorite football players of all time. I'll go first to give you guys time to think. I only had 3 that I really big with, and that was Gale Sayers, Peyton Manning, and Marvin Harrison would be my 3. They're the guys that I like. I got to see Peyton and Marvin play some live, so that was big for me. And Gale Sayers, at that time, there wasn't no Colts. It was Chicago Bears. So I was a Bears fan. I was young, but Sayers was my guy. And then they did that movie about him and Brian Piccolo, so that even made it even more. So Brian's song, which featured Gale Sayers also. So Jay, what about you?
These are the 3 favorite football players, correct?
Yeah, it could be 3, it could be 4. I wrote down 5, but I only come up with 3 for football.
Number 1 for me, only because he's Tyler Rose, Earl Campbell. Earl Campbell, I just, that guy was so awesome. His thighs were so big. His persona in Houston was so big. I mean, it was just amazing. So I would say Earl Campbell, number 1. Number 2, I loved Roger Staubach. Back in the early days, Staubach was amazing. I would say probably, and with the Steelers, I didn't like the Steelers, but I really appreciated what Blyer brought to the world. Terry Bradshaw brought to the world. I mean, those were great guys in that Steel Curtain defense. I mean, but I would say probably as a quarterback, Pastorini. And that's only because I saw Pastorini play, and he was just such a good football player back in the day. And there's a couple of, I don't care what anybody says, there's a couple of situations that happened with Pittsburgh that I felt like the Oilers should have been in the Super Bowl. Renfro was one of them. Billy Weiss Johnson, both of those touchdown catches that were reversed that should have been touchdowns. It was just that era of football. It was very majestic. Even though I'm a Cowboys fan, that Oiler demographic at that point in time was very, very majestic to me because my father portrayed it. Even though I'm a Cowboys fan, he portrayed that. So,
I mean,
I
you
guess those
guys
are my
even
guys.
Houston even had the Oilers had a celebration for them after they had just lost to Pittsburgh and stuff. At the Astrodome.
Yeah.
What about you, Glenn?
Oh shit, it's easy as hell. Two of mine are on your same list, Tony. So I'm gonna go with 5 total. Manning and Harrison, and my other 3 are Aikman, Smith, and Michael Irvin.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Chris?
Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and Edgerrin James.
Edge is a good one. I kind of forgot about him. Yeah, that's a good one. Next, guys, same question to a certain degree, but basketball players. I'll go first so you guys can think about it. For me, I'm gonna go with the ABA guy first, Billy Keller. I was a big ABA guy because Pacers were, before the NBA. I was a big watched them all the time on Channel 4. So, and the Pacers was really good at that time, winning ABA championships. Jerry West, of course, was my first NBA guy. Then I liked Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and then probably my favorite, Reggie Miller. So them are my five. Chris, what about you?
Oh, okay, my five. Of course, Reggie Miller is going to be. Reggie was my favorite. Rick Smits would have been on there. Grant Hill. I was always a big Grant Hill guy. I think he would, if he wouldn't have been for the injury, he might have been the face of the NBA there for a few years. Shaq would be the other one. And well, that's four, right? Yeah, that's four. My other one would have been. It's gonna be funny because you're gonna laugh about it. Maybe it'd been Ron Artest. I love watching Ron Artest play basketball because you never know.
No.
I love that crazy
hold
shit.
on. No, that's not true. You wanted to see a good fight in the stands, and Ron Artest was a hell of a brawler. That guy could beat the hell out of anybody.
I didn't get to see him play much live. Is the only reason I didn't. Because Larry Bird would have been on there, but I didn't get to see Larry Bird play a whole lot live.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, since Ron Artest. What did you think about Ron Artest when he became Meta World Peace? Was there a shift in his play that was different when he became Meta versus than when he was at Ron Artest? Did you see a shift, or was it the same level of play?
Same level. Same level of play. It was more of a slow personality that it made perfect sense for him to chase his name to that.
Nice.
Big Glenn, what about you?
This is listed basketball, top 5 basketball, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure because don't apologize where I'm going with one of mine. My first one is going to be obviously Reggie Miller. Third will be Tyrese Halliburton, or second will be Tyrese Halliburton. Third is Ron Artest, and the reason why I asked you for clarification is because I'm picking Caitlin Clark, obviously.
Okay.
And my fifth one, I'm going to say MJ because that dude likes to win like I do. So I see, I see that vision that way.
Okay. And Jay.
Boy, I tell you what, if you don't know that Indiana runs deep in this damn group, you ain't been listening or watching this show. Man, obviously MJ is number one for me. MJ, the way he approaches basketball, the way he approaches the game itself, the leadership, the clutch ability, the fear that he injected throughout the league. If you didn't know that MJ had a level of fear in the league, you weren't watching basketball back in our day. And Tony, I don't know and I know you remember this, Tony, when MJ no matter what team he was facing during that 6-year time period, those 6 championships, everybody always knew that MJ was going to come out. And no matter what you thought, you knew MJ was going to come out on top. And that man came out on top every damn time. I think Karl Malone and John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, and Jerry Sloan are probably having nightmares about Michael Jordan to the point.
I'm sure Jerry Sloan be waking up out of his grave sometimes,
You know what I'm saying? So MJ is always going to be the number one guy. You just can't turn a blind eye to what he meant to the NBA and what he meant to basketball. My number 2 guy I've always loved a lot of is Moses Malone. I'm a huge Moses Malone kind of guy. I love finesse players. I love players that are technically skilled. That's where I kind of put a lot of my favorites. And so Larry Bird, for that matter, falls in that category. Magic Johnson falls in that category. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar falls in that category. Hakeem Olajuwon with the base court fadeaway jump shot falls in that category. Vernon Maxwell and the level of defense that is very, very underrated falls in that category. Those are the kind of players that I gravitate towards. Tim Duncan, David Robinson, those kinds of guys I think are hugely impactful as some of the more technically skilled players in the league. That I'm sorry, you don't see those kinds of players in today's basketball. You just don't see that level of skill anymore. You get a 3-point, you get a 2-point, and that's what you get, and you don't mind a bit. So I guess that's where I put my allegiance in terms of my favorite players or style of player. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, guys. Top 5 favorite baseball players. Jay, I'll do mine while you think about it.
I already got him. Can I go real fast? Or no, you
Yeah,
go.
go ahead.
If you're gonna go ahead. I'll go after you.
Okay. Of course, Roberto Clemente, then Joe Morgan, then Johnny Bench, Pete Rose, and a tie for the last one with Dave Concepcion and Tony Perez. Then I'm a big Red Machine guy. I was big during that time for me,
No.
so.
That's some good players. Those are some really good players. I'll go super quick because mine don't take much. Babe Ruth at number 1, Lou Gehrig at number 2, DiMaggio at number 3. I'm sorry if you don't. Those 3 guys, and I hate the Yankees, but those 3 guys alone statistically are crazy good. And then I got Nolan Ryan. I do got Johnny Bench in there. And I got to go 7. And this is no specific order, by the way. These are just guys off the top of my head that I think are fucking amazing. You got to have Pete Rose. He's a hit king in there. And then I got Willie Mays. And I'll round it out. Nolan Ryan, Willie Mays. Those are my guys because all of those guys have had huge implications on the game of basketball or baseball. I apologize.
Baseball.
Baseball. Okay. Yeah, thank you. I apologize. Yeah.
Okay, Chris?
Pete Rose, Barry Larkin, Ken Griffey Jr.
Ooh, Ken Griffey. Damn it.
Cal Ripken Jr.
Yeah, Cal's good.
And Ryan Sandberg.
Can I come back real quick? Chris, I'm glad you said that. I saw an article on Facebook today about Ken Griffey Jr. And do you know that he went up against Glavine, Maddox, Roger Clemens, and there's a few other ones that he went up against, Pedro Martinez, and I think another 2 of them that were in there. Do you know that against all the elite baseball pitchers there were back in that era, he didn't bat under 320 against all of them?
Sounds about right.
That's not a hell of a good player. I don't know what is.
Yep.
Only
Chris,
thing
I'm surprised
that slowed him down was injuries.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Chris, I'm surprised you didn't take Greg Maddox. I bet you he was probably pretty close on there.
Yeah, he was almost there too. I'm a big Greg Maddox fan.
Big Glenn.
Pete Rose, Rob Dibble.
I'm sorry, Rob who? Dribble?
Yeah.
Dribble what?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Rob Dibble.
You had to have Rob Dibble in there.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because I gotta stop you right there. Just because I need education right now. I don't know who that man is. Can you tell me why he's in your list? No, and I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm uneducated on. No, seriously, I'm uneducated. So for those of us that may not know, give me a little bit of education. Why?
Here's a relief pitcher to help the Nice Reds win the World Championship.
Okay.
Part of a group of 3
Nasty
pitchers.
Boys.
The Nasty Boys. It was called themselves the
Yeah.
Nasty Boys. They were 3 relievers. He was
He's that guy from Cincinnati. Yeah, I was gonna say he's a
Crazy
guy from Cincinnati that during practice or one of the games, I can't remember if it's practice or game.
It was game.
But-
It was game.
Yeah, threw a ball and hit somebody in the head out in the outfield.
Out in center field. He threw it from
Yeah.
the pitcher's mound.
Yeah,
I
that
just
dude's
wanted to tell
crazy.
you, 'cause some of us don't know these players, and I want to know them. If that's on your
Oh
list,
yeah, you want to know him because this is a bad motherfucker. You know.
Yeah, put it this way, Jay. This guy was throwing 101 back in '92.
Mhm.
101 back in '92 is pretty damn impressive. Okay,
And
again, not to, and I didn't want to be rude or nothing. It's just I wasn't
Oh
educated
no,
on
yeah,
him.
you're
Yeah.
not
Oh,
you're not a Reds fan, but yeah, he was a great closer, great out of the bullpen.
Absolutely.
John, that's because I'm a United States fan. When I think of Reds, I think of communist Russia. Let's go. What's next?
Yeah. So my last 2 obviously are Babe Ruth and Derek Jeter.
Man, Derek Jeter, the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. This one's going to go to Chris first. Who wins in a bar fight? Chuck Liddell or Ken Shamrock? Bar fight. What do you think, Chris?
I think Shamrock.
I go with Shamrock too. I think Shamrock.
I think the only way
quick for him.
Liddell would have to catch him would just have to catch him, which is possible. He'd catch him
Yeah.
with that. But yeah, I think Shamrock. Shamrock a little bit bigger than Liddell as well. And
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to catch him real quick in a bar fight. You're going to have to catch Shamrock quick, or you're going to be in some trouble.
I
Do you,
agree.
do you
What
think
about
that
you?
Shamrock is the better technical guy, and that's
yeah.
why you think he would beat
absolutely.
Liddell? Because I
Yeah.
know we all know that size don't mean nothing. I've seen small guys beat up big guys, but do you think that Shamrock's technical skill set would make him better than Liddell? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, Shamrock was a way better
agree.
all around fighter than what Chuck Liddell was.
I have a counter fight for you, Gonzo. Not Chuck Liddell, Rampage, and Shamrock. Who would win in that bar fight?
That
I'm
wasn't the
thinking
topic. The topic was Chuck
I
Liddell.
would still go with Shamrock.
I'll still go with Shamrock too.
Yeah,
Big,
yeah. Go ahead, Tony.
Big Glenn, what do you think about Liddell Shamrock?
Oh, obviously Ken Shamrock. He's Chuck Liddell's almost outclassed in almost everything. Like, I can't go against Ken in that way.
Okay, Jay.
Yeah, man. I guess I don't know much about Shamrock. I do know Chuck Liddell. I know Brock Lesnar, those kind of guys. I don't know much about Shamrock. I've heard the name. His name is very prominent, so I know the name, but I don't know enough to really give you an educated answer. So I'm actually going to rely on you, Gonzo and Glenn, for that. So I guess we're going to go Shamrock. And I think Gonzo kind of said the reason why is because he's more of a technical fighter than what Chuck Liddell was. And look, technicality, I don't care how big you are, the better technical fighter is going to win no matter what. So if you think that Shamrock is a better technical fighter, then I would go that direction as well.
Okay, next question. We're going to go to Glenn first. Who wins in a bar fight, Mike Tyson or Aku? Who's known in pro wrestling to be the meanest son of a bitch there's ever been. You did not want to mess with Aku.
Yeah, I know my wrestling knowledge in that way. So I've heard of the Haku stories. I'm gonna have to say Haku because I've heard about him taking out a whole bunch of police.
That's a true. They say it's a true story.
Yeah,
they talked
and
to
that's
Ken Patera.
Yeah.
Because Ken Patera was with him, and Aku went crazy. State police took out about 7 or 8, 9 of them. But he also guy fucked around with a bar, and we know Tyson liked to bite ears. Well, Mr. Aku bit somebody's nose off. So
yeah.
So I'm going Aku also. Chris, what about you? He was a big guy too. I'd say probably. What do you think size was? About the same size as Tyson? I think height pretty close, and I'm gonna say both probably around 220, 230.
And this is a street fight.
Street fight.
I'm going Haku.
Hmm.
In a street fight. If it was a boxing match, I'd go Tyson. But
Oh yeah.
I'm going Haku.
Yeah, I think Aku would get him down and bite his face off. Jay, what about you?
Probably stab him. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, yeah.
I don't think you'll need the stab unless it's his hand.
It ain't gonna be a fair fight. That's for damn sure.
Hell no.
All right, let's be honest, guys. There was 2 versions of Tyson. There was a Lou Dundee version of Tyson, and then there was a Tyson after his manager passed away. So which Tyson are we talking about? The one before the manager died or after the manager died? Because that plays a big part of my answer.
Either one.
Maybe before.
Either one for me.
The toughest one. I don't think it still would make a difference.
So, and you may think that, and you're certainly entitled to that. But I seen a version of Tyson that had a raw power, and he's very, very short in stature, and he was very, very fast, and he had a very killer-like mentality before he met his wife, and before Lou Dundee passed on. There was a version of Tyson that nobody wanted to get in the ring with. I've seen that dude hit 1 or 2 punches, and that dude was on the ground. So now again, you're right. Street fighting and boxing are 2 different categories. And where did Mike Tyson come from? Can anybody tell me that? He came out of the farm system. He came out of group home living. He didn't have no easy path in life. He was out there just as much in the streets as anybody else was. So let's not underestimate what Mike Tyson was before he became a boxer. I'm going to go Mike Tyson. I see what that dude could do before his manager passed on. And he was a junkyard dog.
Yeah, he's a tough dude, but I don't know. I like Aku, but yeah, you could be right. Last question. We'll start with Jay on this one. In your opinion, who was better, Jerry Rice or Randy Moss?
Everyone wants to say Moss. Did you get mossed? That's what all the kids say. Did you get mossed? Did you get mossed? No, I don't give a damn what you think about mossed. I'm Jerry Rice all day long and twice on Sunday. Now, I think, you know what I do think? I think Jerry Rice was the Godfather, and I'm gonna put it in Star Wars terms. Jerry Rice was a Jedi Master, and Moss was his Padawan.
Okay.
Watch
What about
this.
you, Chris?
Jerry Rice, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Moss, Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker. Oh, Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader. I apologize. Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader. That's why I look at that. Okay.
Chris, what about you?
Jerry Rice. Moss was great. Both of them are great, but I'd go Jerry Rice. I think Jerry Rice was just a little bit more of a complete receiver. Moss had the advantage on a deep ball and the contested catches, but Jerry Rice had, in my opinion, a little bit better hands. You never saw Jerry Rice drop anything. I think Jerry Rice was a little bit better route runner, especially in the intermediate routes. So I would go Jerry Rice personally, but both of them are great. I mean, that's not putting down Randy Moss at all, because that dude's right up there as well. I just think, me personally, I'd go Jerry Rice by a little bit.
I agree with you.
Before you go any further, there's not too many times on these shows that we do that you're ever going to hear me and Gonzo on the same page. So just put this as a clip and put this on TikTok that me and Gonzo were on the same page, because you don't see that too often.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a lot closer, in my opinion, than a lot of people would think. I think Jerry Rice is a 10, and I think Randy Moss is like 9 3/4. I think he's right there. I mean, I'd give it to him just by an edge, but I think Randy Moss was really good also. So, but yeah, I'd give a slight edge to Jerry Rice.
I got to watch Randy Moss play in college here in Muncie.
Marshall. Yep, we did.
Yeah.
Big Glenn.
You remember that video of Jerry Rice trolling the Eagles fans, putting on his Super Bowl rings?
I do remember that, actually.
Yeah. I'm going with Jerry Rice because, a dude that can sit there and do that, knowing that he's pretty much the best wide receiver to play the game. Yeah. I mean, but Randy Moss is right there, though.
Yep.
Can I just put one small question in there between all of you guys? Can I just interject one question? Because this has been something that's been bothering me since he came into the league, and I feel like he just has not gotten his just desserts. Do you think that Marvin Harrison Jr., if he had the right quarterback thrown to him, and I don't know which quarterback it would be, you could put any great quarterback you want to put in there, but do you think that Marvin Harrison Jr. could have that kind of connection with the quarterback that his dad had with Peyton Manning? Because I feel like in Arizona with Kyler Murray and Brissett, he just has not gotten that level of connection. What do you think?
In my opinion, I think he's a very good receiver. I don't think he's his dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
His dad's like an A+, and he's like a B-.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say a big minus, because again, I don't think he's with the right quarterback, but I still don't think he's his dad. I think he could be a very successful wide receiver if he gets with the right quarterback. I like the guy. Love to see him be a Colt, but I don't think he's his dad. I'm just being honest. I don't know. That's just my opinion. What about you, Chris?
I think he's good. I don't know if he's going to ever get to the level of his dad or not. He might, but he had a good connection. Him and Brissett had a good connection. For some reason, him and Murray could never really get on the same page. He was a lot more effective with Brissett, but I think he's going to be real good. And I also don't think that system in Arizona was with that coach fit him the best. And I think with the new coach, that'll help as well.
Okay, guys, let's move on to our top 10 ice cream flavors. I'm going to let Jay go first because he's been kicking ass. Chris is going to go second, and Glenn's going to go last because he's been sucking ass. So as of late. So, Jay, since you've been on a hot streak, What's the number one ice cream flavor?
Oh man, I just hope Glenn is using some sort of protection when he does that. No. It's not my personal favorite, but I think in the United States of America, this is probably going to be a personal favorite, and I think it's going to be on this list. I'm going to go with Rocky Road.
Rocky Road is number 8.
Wow. Okay, roger that.
Okay, Chris.
Well, I'm gonna go with my personal favorite, even though it probably isn't gonna be number one. But I'm gonna go with mint chocolate chip.
Damn it, Gonzo.
Hey, that's number 2, Chris.
Number 2.
Number 2.
That's my
Cookie dough.
that's my personal favorite. Mint chocolate chip. Can't beat it.
Big Glenn.
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough, number 5. Jay.
Huh. All right, I'm gonna go with my second one that I think now this really is probably one of my closer to being favorites. Cookies and cream, baby.
Number 1.
Bam! Bam! Suck it,
Okay.
Glenn. Suck it. Let's go.
Okay.
Hey, don't get too far ahead of yourself. I may come back and win this.
Okay, Chris.
I'm gonna go strawberry.
That is number 6.
Give me chocolate.
That is number 3.
All right. Well, we've had chocolate, we've had strawberry, and apparently those seem to be rating kind of high. So I guess I'll go your classic vanilla, baby.
That's number 4.
Damn right it is. Damn.
Gonna start getting a little tougher now, guys. We got just 3 left, I believe. Yeah, we got 3 left.
Okay.
Chris.
Butter pecan. Even though I don't like it, but I know that's a popular.
That was my dad's favorite, butter pecan, but nope, not on there.
Napoleon.
No,
All right,
not on there.
guys. Is it my rotation? Because I'm getting okay.
It's your turn. It's your turn now.
I feel like this country is built on coffee. Everybody runs on coffee at some level. So I'm going to go coffee flavored ice cream.
That's one I would not eat. I can't stand coffee. But yep, that's number 10. Jay's
Damn
fucking
right.
kicking ass.
Coffee. That's fucking
Oh.
nasty.
I agree.
I didn't
I'm
say
gonna go
I didn't say it was good, but hey, people love that shit, Gonzo. People love it.
I'm gonna go. What about a peanut butter cup? Or there's different kinds, but there's,
Are
No
you
peanut
thinking more
butter.
like Reese's, maybe like a Reese's peanut butter cup flavor? Because I see that a lot in ice cream places.
It's not on there. Big Glenn.
Oreo.
Yeah, some people consider that kind of cookies and cream. So I'm gonna give you another guess.
Shit. I'm on the. I was gonna say I'll take a hint.
I'll take it.
Hey, this ain't no phone a friend guy. Okay? This ain't no phone a friend over here. Hey, Tony, can I get you to eliminate one answer, please?
Let's go peanut butter.
But no peanut butter. Okay, Jay.
Okay. I feel like now this is something I like. I don't know if it's going to be on there, but it's something I like. Is there salted caramel on there?
Not on there.
Okay. Didn't think it would, but I just want to give it a shot. I want to give that one a shot. Okay.
I want to say something so bad, but I can't. Go ahead,
But
Chris.
saltpeter? Sure.
No,
You can say that if you want.
I was gonna say probably like dick flavor, but I didn't.
You get salted caramel and that in the same sentence. I don't understand.
No, that was
Okay.
before you said something. You just when
Oh.
you said something I really like. You asked, Chris. Go ahead. Go.
Wait
You
a
wanted
minute.
to know.
Are you telling me that you like? No, Jay.
No, I was talking about you. Okay.
Try to be
let's see.
professional. You gotta be professional. Okay, please continue. Gonzo, I think it's your turn.
Oh Lord.
I'm gonna go vanilla bean because a lot of people buy that shit.
That
Okay,
is
we'll
a
let Glenn.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not on there. Glenn, I'm gonna let Glenn go, and then I'm gonna give you guys a couple hints. If
Chocolate chip.
Hey, he got one. All right.
He got one.
Hey, I don't miss one beforehand, so I think I'm tied with Jay.
I think you got 3. I think Jay's got 4.
I figure it's up to Jay.
Let me
Yeah,
let me go one more
Jay's
time.
got-
Let me go one more
Okay, go
time
ahead.
before you give hints out, because and I don't know. I feel like we may have said this already, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think birthday cake seems to be pretty popular.
Fucking Jay kicked ass, man. Jay got 5 of these right. Yeah, that was number 9.
Okay.
And that's
could do
another
it.
one I wouldn't eat. Birthday cake sucks, and coffee sucks.
Yeah.
I do like Rocky Road though. I eat Rocky Road.
Oh yeah.
Rocky
That's just good.
Road's not too bad.
Well, guys, that's it for tonight. I appreciate everybody watching. Real quick, tune in tomorrow night for the Thursday night blitz. We'll be talking some NFL news and notes. A lot of things coming out about different players and whether they're going to be with their teams or not. And then I got a new segment for tomorrow night: true or not true. So that's going to be a new segment for tomorrow night. So check us out for that. And then for Friday, I found an interesting thing online that I think is going to be fun. We're going to talk about James Harden getting hurt. That's big for Cleveland, or could be big for Cleveland. But the other thing is, this was done by ESPN. They as of right now looked at all the lineups and they ranked the lineups for each baseball team, not counting the pitchers, just the starting 8 or 9 players in the batting order, and pretty interesting. One really shocked me, so I thought we'd talk that. We'll talk a little.
Is the
elimination
shocking one,
chamber.
Tony? I will say, is the shocking one, Tony? The Yankees.
No, not at all. And then we'll talk some elimination chamber and a little bit of NASCAR, and then I've got the nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for 2026. I thought we'd go over that and see who we think should get it. And there's 17 nominees that just got added for an opportunity. They'll be voted on to be put into the Hall of Fame. Some of these definitely deserve to be already in, but we'll talk about that and on Friday. So check us out on Thursday and Friday. We got a big show tomorrow night. Also, Face and Heel Pro Wrestling Talk. Check that out with us. That's at 8. And that's at 8. And then we'll be on tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern, for our NFL Thursday Night Blitz. Or not NFL, but Thursday Night Blitz. We appreciate everybody watching, and you guys have a great evening.